Today we are showing you the basics of trotting with an English horse but with a Western headpiece. So have fun. We always want to start with lifting our ass up out of the saddle and sit back down, because at the beginning it's always hard for the horses to concentrate and to be able to tell, okay, I have to collect myself together again, I have to be working again, I'm not allowed to look around or hold my head up high. So we always want to start with this. It's better for the horse's back as long as it's performed in a certain way, because when we sit down or sit in the saddle, we want to barely even touch the saddle so that we don't, for example, like this, fall into the back of the horse and hurt the horse's back with it. We want the horse to move forward, so it's using its behind legs to carry the weight, and it's not just walking on its front legs. So I'm riding him with a side pull and not with a classic English bridle like most of the people do, because for him it's like he has a bit of a troubled past, because he grew up as a stallion in Hungary, and they're not the nicest people to the horses, so they have pretty drastic and pretty hard methods to control and ride a horse, and also by the types of bits that they use. So it is not uncommon that they use an old rusty chain of a bicycle to put it in the mouth to harm the horse, to be able to control it better, as they say. So horses are very afraid then to be touched in their mouth area or to get any bridles in their mouth. And they also learn some ways around. So, for example, they can bite onto the bit so they don't feel the pressure or the pain of the bit anymore. And therefore, when you just use a normal bit, it makes the horses very uncontrollable, because you have no power over them anymore. And he also was not a happy horse with a bit in his mouth. Okay, auf geht's jetzt. So we decided to go over to a bitless bridle, which up until this point works way better than a bridle with a bit. It doesn't look like classic English riding anymore, that's for sure, but he's way happier with it, and he's way easier to handle with it than with a bit in his mouth. So I'm happy, the horse is happy, and I'm not a rider that is looking forward to go to any competitions with that horse. So for us it's fine, because nobody can tell us what to do and what not to do. Okay, so for the side pull, you always have to have loose reins, because it's not made for this constant touch like this. It's not made for this. So you always have to let the horse loose again, and you only touch the reins if you need it. So if he's walking nicely, you just leave it there. But now he's getting too low, so I make him walk more and take it. What's good with the side pull, you can give little impulses. So you can take either here the whole rein and steer him with the rein that is on his neck, Come on. Which also definitely works for the other side. Right now it doesn't. So it also works for the other side. You can go really small circles without really touching him. And you can, for like more difficult stuff, or if he doesn't react, you can take it and can make little movements, but then you have to release the pressure again. Because the stuff here in front that you can see on his nose, it's laying on the leg of his nose, and this bone can break easily, and it can also get reduced through too much pressure on it. So you don't want to harm your horse, so you just really touch it when you need it. And other than that, you just let the horse go. Because sometimes less is more than too much. And we riders, we always tend to take our horse too short because we feel safer when we like really feel the pressure, when we really feel the strength of the horse. We feel like we can act if the horse does something stupid, but it's actually not true. You don't have more control because you have shorter reins. I have the same amount of control as if I had shorter reins. So let loose. Good. So for head position, we always want the horse's neck to be its highest part. We wanted the nose and the face is like horizontal, and that the horse doesn't scratch his mouth to his chest too much, because otherwise his vision is blocked, and we want our horse to have a free vision. Why is it so? But there are also like head positions like down here, like the Western riders do, which aren't entirely bad, but we as English riders, we want more of like that as a head position. Why is the head position so important for us riders? Because the horse can only give us their back and can only gain back muscles and muscles on the neck here when the head is in the right position. Because if the head isn't in the right position, the horse's back makes like this, and it gets pain on his back. You need a chiropractor to come and take a look at it, and you don't gain muscles. And in the worst case, Trageerschöpfung, so when a horse carries too much weight and too little muscles, then its back just basically breaks. And this is like a chronic disease which makes the horse not able to be ridden anymore. Always remember, it doesn't matter how shitty your training was, you should always love your horse and thank them for working with you, because they're not made for being ridden, they're not made for being used by humans, but they're doing it. So always be thankful and always appreciate their doing. Thank you for watching. If you have any questions left, feel free to write them in the comments and I try my best to answer them. Ta-ta, peace out.